How many of you took physical education all the way through elementary school to high school? And how many of you would consider physical education to be your favorite subject throughout school? I know that for me, physical education was my favorite subject in elementary school and in high school. I also know that physical education played a vital role into me learning about my body physically and mentally when it comes to terms of health and fitness. Today, many schools are wanting to cut out physical education. They're wanting to completely take it away. And 22% of schools in the United States do not require physical education at all. And this is according to NPS.org. Many schools want to cut physical education out of the core curriculum, mostly due to a lack of money, and also due to the fact that they would rather cut PE out before any other subject. So they consider it more so as an elective rather than an actual subject. So this would be the reason why they would want to pick PE out of any other subject. This is an issue because students spend over half of their day in school, and they need to consist of at least 30 to 60 minutes a day with exercise, fully engaged exercise at that. Medical studies even show that that the physical well-being of students is directly related to his or her performance in the classroom. So today I'm going to tell you about why physical education should be kept in schools, and I will explain some negatives to that, and I will also provide the benefits of physical education and the benefits to the students. So first thing, taking physical education away. A lack of physical activity and a lack without physical education, students will become lazy. Not being active in school can definitely also carry over to at home. And if they're not active at all, then this can also this can also carry over into the classroom. Without physical education, students will not be educated on health and fitness. They will not learn about their own bodies. They will not know about health-related fitness or skill-related fitness or muscular endurance, cardiovascular respiratory system. They will not learn about any of that if this is taken away. And this is something that they need to know because it's about their bodies. And if this is taken away, then they will not know how to live a healthy lifestyle. Also, this could create a lack of moral development, which moral development are things like leadership, sportsmanship, and cooperation. These are things that you learn throughout physical education. Those are the things that are through activity. Any activity in physical education, somebody may have to step up and be a leader, or you're going to have to cooperate to finish certain activities. And this goes on throughout each activity in physical education. And those are the things that carry over into everyday life. Physical education is the base to where activity starts, in elementary school all the way to high school. This is what that's where students learn that. And there could be a lack of participation in sports later on because physical education is the base for that. And that's where they find out what they're good at. And they say, oh, well, I liked doing this, so maybe I want to try it, in a different organization or, whatever they have out in your community. Also, it could be harmful to students that are obese or overweight, or this could create students to become more overweight if we do not have physical education in schools, because sometimes maybe these students that are obese or somewhat overweight, maybe physical education is the only time that they have to be active during the day. This is something that they may never do at home, and it's nothing to blame them. It could just be the way that they've been raised or the way that they've grown up. So physical education is a place to where you force that. And if we take that away, then you will continue to see an increase in obesity or an increase in students being overweight at a young age all the way up to high school. Also, another thing that is an issue, a negative, is a lack of brain activity, and that's one thing that you definitely do not want. Physical education is stimulates performance in the classroom. So if we take that away, you can only imagine what will happen to your grades, your test scores, your participation in the classroom. If we don't have, if we are not active at some point during the day, then how can you expect them to participate throughout the whole day without having being active at some point? How can you expect them to fully participate? How can you expect them to pay attention the full time if they don't have a period of time where that focuses on them and their selves? Um, so personal reasons that will benefit your students throughout physical education. Many personal reasons. There's many values and things that your students learn throughout physical education. One being improvement of self-esteem and self-confidence. That's one main thing. Physical education instills a stronger sense of self-worth in children based on their mastery skills and concepts in physical activity. They can become more confident, assertive, independent, and self-controlled. And this is according to appherd.org. Physical education also lessens stress, just like I said before. It's something that it's a time for your students. It's a time for your students to be active and learn about themselves. It's an outlet. Students have been focusing on, been in the books all day. They've been writing all day. They've been reading all day. And this is the time for your students to be active and learn something new about other people, about themselves. It also is developmental skills and growth. This is the main time for that to happen throughout physical education with physical activity. In elementary school, that's when your body is developing. That's when your muscles develop. That's when, your motor skills are developing and your motor patterns are developing and your growth. And that's something that needs to stay consistent. We need to stay consistent throughout elementary school all the way to high school, because if you do not do that, if that's taken away, then, those things that need to be growing and need to be worked on are not being worked on. So they're going to be behind when they get to another level. Also, another thing that another benefit to physical education, it does promote academic learning. According to bcsd.org, the blood flow and your oxygen circulation, or if those are circulating through your body, if you're physically active, those things are going to continue to circulate more throughout your body. And the more that is circulating, the more nutrients that you get, the more nutrients that circulates through your body and also to your brain. And that is what creates better performance in the classroom. The more nutrients that you're getting and the more circulation of the nutrients to your brain, that's where you get those good results. That's where you get that good performance in the classroom, is if you have that physical activity. And so we need that at least 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day, or 3 days, or however many days that the school allows. Also, this promotes a healthy and active lifestyle for students. It fosters commitment to physical activity for students. PE, if it's forced, if it's there, and it's implemented into your school, then that means that students are required to do it. And then that would be up to the physical education teacher to make sure that your students are fully engaged for the whole time. It's just, the purpose is to teach your students a value of self-preservation and choose a lifestyle good for both your mind and your body. And we want to create that. We want to create that lifestyle. We want to educate students on that lifestyle, because if they don't learn this at home, they need to learn it in school. And so we want them to learn it in school, and through physical education, they will know about their bodies and they can carry that knowledge to home, even to their family. But they need it, and it has to start in school, and it has to start somewhere. And so that's why physical education is so important, is because, everything about your body you need to know. And being active is so important. Not only does it help performance in school, but it helps throughout your everyday life. And lastly, who knows? Who knows what and how things in school systems will change in the future. But I do want you to think as a future parent or as a brother or a sister. And I want you to think, do I want my brother or sister, or do I want my child later on down the road, do I want them to have a healthy and active lifestyle? Physical education was implemented into schools for a reason, and it needs to stay there. There are too many negatives that could come from this. Students need to be acknowledged and educated about health and fitness. Regular exercise is a necessity in schools, and this will become a habit, and then this will carry over on into their everyday lives. Um, the more that is forced, the easier that it will become, and the greater results you will see. I hope that I have persuaded each and every one of you today to keep physical education in schools. And we all loved physical education growing up, and it must continue for the future. Physical education is subjective to many things that students need in their lives, all the things that contribute to having a healthy, active lifestyle. Thank you.